All right, Johm Deere X720 project part 3. I don't remember 100% where I left off because it's been a little bit since I made a video on it, but not a ton has changed. The plastic parts and fender pan have been dropped off to paint. Called the paint guy today. Supposedly they're sanding them, getting them prepped for paint, and I'm going to try and paint them today so I can pick them up next week. So that's cool. The front wheel here had two different plugs in it, and it was leaking pretty bad from the one. It had a pretty decent sized hole in the tire that somebody took like two of those tire patch kits to try and fill, and it was still leaking pretty bad. I bought a different style tire repair kit or whatever on Amazon. It's got the little gun that it inserts those the plug kit in, and it like flares out once it's inside the tire. The hole is it's borderline just too big for it. I don't know what they ended up hitting with the tire, but so that tire's getting a tube put in it right now, and so I'll have that back here in a little while yet this afternoon, so I get it back on four wheels. I did order and I did receive a new footrest for the tractor. This one's rusted pretty bad on both sides, just from those mats you can see there. So I didn't want to mess with it to try and sandblast it or anything else. Overall, it is in pretty good shape, besides where the mats kind of held the debris under them. But for $200, I found a brand new one, or not a brand new one, a used one on eBay. I bought it. It had free shipping, so for the price, I couldn't beat it. So I was watching I think it was a new used suspension seat kit on eBay, but that sadly ended up selling before I could get to it. Just to replace this one, because it's kind of rusty, and with the rivets and I guess are welded pins and all that, I would love to tear it apart and sand it and paint it, but by the time I do that, it'll be easier just to buy one. So I've been watching for one of those. Yeah, I got it all cleaned up. I took the dash cluster apart. I cleaned the glass here and got it all cleaned up. They had a sticker across here, something about changing the mower deck height or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I got that done, cleaned that up. I finally got all the old oil burned out of the exhaust so it doesn't smoke anymore when it's running. So that's good. And I found a new for the tractor mower deck. It's still the 62-inch deck, but it's in way better shape than the other one was. The other one had this whole edge here was pretty well gone, and it had a lot of scraping here from probably running fence lines and different things like that. So that's kind of why people buy the 62s, so they can trim along fences and that kind of stuff. And with the wider decks, this lip here is what always goes first, and it just slowly eats its way into the side of the deck. So believe it or not, I found this mower deck for sale for $200, and it came with a brand new belt. So I took the old belt off and put the new belt on. The old belt had a couple cuts in it and everything else, so the belt is literally brand new for it. And the covers are in good shape for the pulleys there, the outer pulleys. The gauge wheels were in great shape, minus this one here. This one here, the bearing had went in the wheel, and then it got into the actual the wheel arm there or whatever. So it had the whole PTO shaft there, which was great. Yeah, it came off a 2305 Johm Deere, like a subcompact utility, so like a 1025R essentially. And yeah, the guy goes, I just don't need it. I used it a handful of times and it shows, and he took care of it. So he's like, I just want it out of my garage. So I bought that. I sold the old mower deck for $400. Considering that mower deck needed $500 worth of stuff to it. You know, it needed all new gauge wheel arms. It needed four of those, 4 new gauge wheels, blades. It needed pulley or spindle covers. Yeah, it needed quite a bit of stuff. You know, and with the wear here on this side, by the time these are about $60 a piece roughly, and I think there's only one of, I think this one and that one are the same. This one is different and that one is different. The gauge wheels are all the same. So by the time you buy 4 new arms, that's $200. Buy these gauge wheels. If you get Deere ones, they're $80, $100. Blades are $100. These covers are $50, $60, I believe. I think I remember. So for the cost I was going to have into that old mower deck, I bought this one, sold the other one for money, so I made $200. But then I spent $50, so I'm into it. I think the gauge wheels are $30 or something like that, and then that. So $130 maybe. I'm into. I'm in the red. Or whatever. Or in the black. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't pass it up for $200. I'll sell the other one, and I did. So yeah, it all worked out. I also got a little table full of parts here. I just got these the other day. I was hoping to have the hood and the footrest and the fender pan and all that stuff done today, but for whatever reason they got busy at the body shop or whatever. So yeah, because I was going to put all this stuff on today. Bought a seat. I got this seat on Marketplace locally, brand new in a box for $100. It's not the legit Deere one, but it's a Steins or a Milsco seat or whatever. So it was for a Gator, but it has all like the universal mounting holes and everything on the bottom. So yeah, I don't know. Had a seat very similar to this on my X585 that I used to have, but it had the armrests on it. Super comfortable seat. So if you can find one or you buy one on eBay or whatever, they're worth the money. I had one in my eBay cart with it was a Deere seat or whatever, but because it had the Deere logo on the back, and they wanted $250 for it or whatever. And then I saw this one pop up on Marketplace and said, I'm going to save $150 and just go buy this one without the sticker. So, what do I got here for parts? I got 2 pins and 2 washers for the deck lift arms. I think I remember showing you guys this, but they just have regular bolts in here. I'm not sure why. Probably because they lost the cotter pins at some point, and yeah, so bought new ones of those. These 2 bolts and these nuts are for the deck lift arms. So those bolts go in right here. Because this mower deck was off a 2305, it uses this style, like a J-hook or whatever, pin. So in those will work, but the problem is with those is they do have a tendency to move like this. Either like deck lift arm in or hooked up to it, so I don't want to take the chance of that moving out and then the deck dropping off on somebody or whatever. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to take those out and just put the bolts in, or the pins, or whatever you want to call them. 4 new carriage bolts, so nuts for the fender pan, or the footrest area, the footrest. I got 4 new little like grease caps for the gauge wheels. I only need 1, but for the amount of stuff that I flip and everything, it never hurts to just have extra on hand. A couple set of keys, because you just never can have enough of them in case you lose one or whatever. And I think I'm going to get another. I have a key for the tractor, but I think I'm going to include another one just in case. So high lift mower blades for the deck, so I get brand new blades on it. I got a Deere decal here for the grill. I'll get to that in a second. New decals for the hood, Deere decals for those. LED bulbs for the headlights and taillights. So I got, these are like a high power reverse light, red LED bulbs for the red and the reverse, and then LED headlight bulbs. They're all JDM A-Star bulbs. They're super nice bulbs. I've used them, or I do have them in my my X748 there, and I actually really like them. So new decal for the footrest, gauge wheel arm and a nut for the gauge wheel on the mower deck. 2 new taillights here. New little cup holder deal with a rocker switch. I got to get the 12-volt plug or whatever out of the other one to put in here. I got new footrests because the other ones were all faded really bad, and I didn't want to put those on the tractor with the fresh paint. So the grill and the headlight assembly was absolutely shot in the other tractor. Excuse me. And so looking at buying one, the headlight assembly is 140 bucks. I think the grill is another 140. And I was gonna buy it, the Deere stuff, but I was like, I hemmed and hawed. I went back and forth on it, and I've been seeing a lot of decent stuff come out of Flip Manufacturing. They do a lot of stuff for the John Deere, the 425 series, 45s, the 455s and stuff. As far as like the side panel stuff, people seem to have good reviews on them. So this is a Flip Manufacturing headlight and grill assembly. The only thing they don't include is the sticker here for the Deere emblem. So that's what that sticker is over there. Really, like I said, an overall a decent assembly. I don't think, honestly, you would know the difference just looking at it. You know, I'm sure there is some subtle differences in everything, but everything is fairly close to the same. It has the bolt hole here for the adjustment, you know, for the headlight adjustment, so you can tip your headlights up or down or whatever. It's, yeah, it's legit. So like I said, I thought I'd give it a try for this project, see what happens with it. If it's junk, it's junk, and I'll end up ponying up the money for all the Deere stuff. But I think this is $180 versus $140, and like I said, I believe the grill from Deere is $140 as well. So, you know, you're saving a little bit of money, and like I said, for the reviews, I couldn't really pass it up, so figured I'd give it a shot. The only thing I am missing, and I already called Green Parts Store about it, and they got my decals on the way, but I also ordered a set of X720 decals for the tractor. And for whatever reason, they didn't get put in the box to ship to me. So yeah, that kind of stinks, but called them, they're making it right for me and sending them out. So yeah, they're on my packing slip too, and they just never got put in the box for whatever reason. But again, like I said, talked to the guys over there, great people, and they are treating me right and helping me out and getting them up, sent up to me. So yeah, I said I really wish I had all the plastics and whatnot for it so I could get this thing put together and get this thing finished, but I don't have it done yet. So yeah, but figured I'd get a video out for you guys so I can show you guys just some more progress on it. I do have the parts and everything, and I will make a video whenever I get the tractor finished. I will do kind of like a walk around video and everything so you guys can see the finished product. So thanks for watching.